Hello, friends. Hello. With all the hellos in my heart, I offer you hello. With all the good days in my day, I offer you good day. With all of the passion that I can muster as a passion fruit farmer, I bid you aloha. Dulles, welcome. Ron, Alon, Salon, welcome. Typology, are you getting fooled? Are you being played? Well, Ron, I have been working on things, is why I'm not live streaming. That's just going to be a reality upcoming for the foreseeable future. I'm going to be doing less live streaming because I'm going to be doing more real work. And it's just how it's got to be. I'm working on this thing right now for what is extroverted intuition. It's also somewhat of a type description comparison between the two a bit. I'm pleased with how it's coming together, but I also recognize its flaws at the moment, which is say it tries to give too much information. So I need to cut back on the total amount of information, give every piece of information more room to breathe in the video, and probably it's going to take a fair amount more work. But it's taking a lot of work already. But I needed a break on it. So here's the deal, though. What I would argue is the following thing. It's like I've done a lot of NI ignoring in my day, an almost incomprehensible amount of NI ignoring in my day. But I know I can do videos about typology that will succeed with people who watch typology videos simply by being a lot more NIFE and a lot less TI. So I'm working on it, I'm still going to unavoidably be me and have my habits and excesses and stuff. But the approach that I took last time seemed to work well for me. So the question is, what's your job? I'm a teacher, debate coach. I'm not actually coaching debate at the moment for the first time in many years. I am instead just teaching and typing people. I'm also a typologist. I can sometimes get a fair amount of business at that. Not a great shit ton of it, but again, that's because I'm not trying, right? In fact, I don't know if it's some sort of failure to succeed, or fear of failure, or whatever, but I really think it's just NI ignoring. Obviously, if I try hard,
Hi, Octavia Silva. Thank you, Winston's mom.
I've had plenty of instances in the past in my life when I've had to make a decision to try hard, right? And it makes a big difference. So I'm gonna try hard. That's what everyone's been trying to get me to do for a long time. So fine, I'm gonna try hard.
What do you think about that Yoda quote? Do or do not. There is no try.
I think it's ridiculous.
Okay, thank you. That sort of ridiculous too, and like a lot of people live by it.
Well, it's ISTP wisdom. I mean, it's not ridiculous for ISTPs, but it's ridiculous for people either value or have extrovert intuition because, I mean, it's ridiculous. I need trial and error.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't follow through on everything I try. That's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
So,
Both of us.
right. I was reading some interesting quotes today from ENTPs and ENFPs putting this thing together.
It's cool.
Try or try not. There is no do.
Yeah, that exactly.
That's a beautiful. What Yoda's advice, Gen X Yoda's ISTP advice.
Oh, and actually, Winston's mom, it just occurred to me that my eyeshadow is from a palette that you gave me, so thank you. Double thanks.
I think I'm going to try to put together 5 of those, Dulles. I'm going to say, which alternate universe famous quote do you like best? And one of the options will be, I'll try to even like a comment or something else. I'll say, try or try not. There is no do. And then -INFP Yoda. Now I need to make up 4 more of those, right? I need to find 4 more famous quotes. And then, like for example, frankly, my dear, I give you some ham.
Oh.
ISFJ Humphrey Bogart. Right? Or is that who played that guy?
No.
Who played the person who said that?
He says, frankly, I don't give. Are you trying to curse?
No. I was saying what we're doing is we're changing the quote a little bit.
Oh.
And saying in an alternate universe, this character is a different personality type. So, like, for example, Dolls said for Yoda, INFP Yoda is try or try not. There is no do. Right?
Oh, okay, I
So
get you. I get it.
What I just said was,
Red Butler.
frankly, okay, so that was
Clark
not
Gable.
That was Clark Gable. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, that would be ISFJ Clark Gable. Frankly, my dear, you look like you could use some ham. Frankly, my dear, I give you some ham. Frankly, my dear, I'll give you some ham is a natural sounding way of saying it. And then, okay, what's another famous quote from a movie?
There's no place like home. Or I'll be back.
Justin Salisbury, I want to talk about that a little bit. So there is a cost benefit analysis with trying hard. That's true. Can you see this thing? Or is it behind me? I'm gonna move it over here. And it means that you're linking your motivation to success or whatever. But I'm not worried about getting discouraged or anything. The thing is, what I'm saying, I'm pretty confident it's true that if I try hard to make videos about cognitive functions that are both correct and comprehensible to normal people and not a heavily enriched TI stew of TI words, no picture, if I do a good job, and I understand how to, it occurs to me that, there's a wide open niche for somebody who's trying hard and not C.S. Joseph or DSP.
Thank you kindly, Alex Rodriguez. Thank you kindly, sir.
The other thing is, I know that I'm a good narrator. I understand my skills. I understand my strengths. I'm a good narrator. I'm a good writer. I have good art instincts in general, but making good art is nevertheless quite difficult because what I'm trying to do is explain something at the same time. Cognitive functions, or what have you. Maybe that's part of my frustration with it in general, is that it's refused to be one of two things. Either like work, like school, where I'm teaching about it and or learning things about it. It's not that, and it's not like music that's purely art or whatever. INFJ. I'm quite convinced of it. So, I'm working on this video on extroverted intuition. It's rather like the one I did for introverted intuition. It's kind of in the, I guess you might say in the Michael, what's that guy's name? Who does the Michael Pierce? I think it's in kind of like the Michael Pierce vein of movie making. So I'm quite pleased with what I have raw material wise here in terms of like I mean I made the thing, except it moves too fast. It moves too fast, covers too much information, conveys too much information, doesn't give us the audience time to breathe, and I needed more of a human face in there as well in terms of a live human talking. So I'm gonna cut some short videos of me explaining one of these things to sort of stick in there, and then put the images over rather than having it just be all images and narration. Have some chunks of me in there as well. I need to roadmap the whole thing. So it's like, how they do on Sports Center, how they show you like, and here's what's coming up next. I don't want to do that, but I want to begin with a overview of what's coming up. After you get through section 1, now we've reviewed this. Now we're going to the next thing. Just short little segues to help keep people keep the things in. Yeah, it's still coming. No, that project is not done. Okay, I have not. That project is not even back burnered. It's just I want to. That's why I'm doing this first. I don't know. It's not even back burnered. It's just like we haven't made any progress on it in a couple of days. But the thing is, actually, we did make some progress because I got to practice doing something I needed to practice doing with a special little thing called Shaker Pie. Anyway, BoJack Horseman is one of the greatest shows of all time. I totally agree with you, whoever's saying that about BoJack. He's possibly my favorite INFJ male character that I can think of. Even though he's a fuck up,
He's a relatable fuck up.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to rewatch that with you. Can we rewatch that?
Sure. I think we started to rewatch it at one point.
Did we?
Maybe. I think Rick and Morty's good. I think it's entertaining, but I will say that this last season, he suffered the comedy equivalent of my videos problem here, which is it was too quick. It just moved too quickly. It was like 8. No, I just mean the pacing of the episodes.
Oh, they were very fast.
They didn't give the jokes quite enough time room to breathe. So even intuitives like me are still processing, like really quick at processing language. I'm still processing it when they're moving on to the next joke. I don't like to have to try to catch up with your jokes like that. So that means they're too fast paced. And there's a certain correct pacing for information delivery and a certain correct pacing for verbal delivery. So like when I'm narrating, there's got to be certain pauses in places where, say, for example, currently there's not. Like this. I just go to a random place here. Right here. Includes the strats that we use to test for expert intuition polar. Inky Pinky's answer, how to make an Inky Pinky, uses for yeah, all too fast. It's too fast. But the thing is, what it really is not too fast. It's that it's I need to insert. It's not that I'm speaking too fast. It's that I need to insert more pauses. So it's like it's fixable in the edit. I'm not going to redo it. It's just the pacing of the information delivery is too fast. So I'm going to fix that. I understand what it's supposed to sound like as media, and it bugs me that it doesn't. But I know it actually doesn't bug me this time because I knew this was going to be part of this step in the process. I don't. The problem with doing things well is you can't live in I only do things when I can see the light at the end of the tunnel within the next day or two frame of reference. You're able to put things and go, okay, I'm going to work on a longer frame of reference. Yeah, it needs to not be nearly as dense as it currently is. Well, I would say forcing, I'm in any DOM. There's no, the mighty schlong of my extroverted intuition is always perfectly well lubricated for the whole of my introverted thinking.
I think Kinsey Hoffman's cognitive cousins.
Well, what it really is it's a workflow thing. So, like, okay, I'm going to show this so I can explain this process a little bit and how it's still taking me time to master exactly this approach I'm taking. So, let me move this thing. Okay, now here's the app that this is in. And we have a recent project. So what I did first is I started with this table. Okay, this is the information I wanted to convey. But like last time, I wanted to have a second table too, which is about testing exclusively. So I have a second table here. Testing and yeah. Now already this is too much information for one video to have, right? So it's quite likely that this video will end up losing half of the table stuff in order to be topically on point. This end part of the video is about like different kinds of quotes revealing different aspects of ENFP versus ENTP difference. The last couple of things are how they're the same. In general, most of the beginning part's doesn't really distinguish between ENTP and ENFP. So the problem is this. When I go in and put down this first, and if you look at behind the meow here, this is what it looks like behind the meow. I see. It's just I need to move it out of the way. Okay. Okay. So this is what it looks like behind the meow, right? So I put this thing down. And then I go, okay, how long is it going to take me to talk about it? Right? And then I go, all right, well, if it's going to take me that long to talk about it, then, I think it's going to take me 20 seconds to talk about it. So then I go back over here and I go 20 seconds in the duration. And then after I set all those up, then I start doing the audio chunks one at a time. And I discover that the audio chunks are actually longer than I think, or sometimes not. And I put these various like over pictures in, right? What this needs to be effective ultimately is for it to have, we split into 3 videos really. The first video is just on the first table. The second video could just be on the second table. And the third video could be on comparing the two. So, but I might end up doing the second video and comparing the two together. I'm not sure. The point is the tables, which is where the actual meaningful information is. If I want to make videos people really like, I have to largely excise the information, I need to limit it to, or at least I need to, like, I'm feeding people enough food for a month's worth of meals in one lunch here in this attempt. And that's ill-advised because people won't come back to the video and eat a little bit more, but it doesn't work like that, Well, then, Dulles, you go sailing, obviously. What is conceptually your next closest interest? I mean, I'm interested in everything. So, I'm just saying, like, what else am I an expert on besides cognitive functions that I could talk about that's equivalently interesting? Just about anything from philosophy, politics, or psychology, or art, or some pop culture, sports. I actually am quite knowledgeable about sports. So people are often surprised by how knowledgeable about sports I am.
You are.
Debate. I'm a debate coach. I'm considered that a subset of philosophy, but yeah, educator is not. Debate is, but debate coach. I'm a coach, which is how I used to identify myself. When people would say, "What do you do?" I say, "I'm a coach," because I felt proud of that identity and I believed in that identity. I didn't really believe in the identity of teacher, classroom teacher. I found it inherently oppressive. Yeah, it's logic as a sport, basically. Logic and extrovert intuition. It's TI learning as a sport. Dulles, thank you for the feedback. I agree it was too dense. And, the thing is, for me, working hard means working towards ever greater concision. So, as long as I keep that frame of reference in mind, I should be fine. It's always been the case that I have done things the brute force way. When I wrote a book, I'd write two times or 3 times as many pages as would end up in the book. And that's just my process. I gotta spew it all out and then edit it down because I guess that's ignoring, Okay, well, that's another TI tool user who just full talking to me. And you're the choir. I'm interested in appealing to more than just the choir. Yeah, I decided to just, the thing is, Mrs. Mom, I am not I'm an evolving pattern. Some people are more evolving patterns and other people are more static patterns. I'm definitely an evolving pattern. So, one of the big evolutions I'm undergoing right now is that I'm no longer satisfied by quantity at the expense of quality. In other words, it's like that last little song I put up there was almost like I am done with this shit. It was a bit of a middle finger to the world because I was in a pissy mood. and I was feeling sorry for myself or something. And, it's just like, oh, here's an idea. Why don't you try hard? It's been a while, huh, Eric? Yeah, it has been a while since I've had to try hard. It's like I used to have to try hard. When I was coaching, I have to try hard or else I'd lose, And the thing is, I can't be satisfied creatively without shifting gears at this point. I'm finding that while live streaming still satisfies me, it's not a creative satisfaction for me. What I have at my disposal already right now and need to exploit is the following thing. I'm correct about cognitive functions. I can make better and more entertaining videos about cognitive functions than those other people if I want to. At least I believe I can. And it's time for me to stop self-indulging and, force myself to NI. It's difficult, but I'll get better at it too. I'll get better at that too. I'll get better at concision. I'll get better at these processes, balancing elements. The point is that there's a lot of people watch cognitive function videos, and only a fraction of them watch mine. And yet, I know I'm not just a better typologist than C.S. Joseph or DSP. I also know that I'm a much better media maker than they are. And yet, there's no evidence of that based on the numbers. So, it's sort of time to put up or shut up, One thing that was tripping me out the other day in the car, occasionally I think a couple of different things on this, Like I felt surprised the other day. I was in the car and we were listening to my music, and I thought, you know what? I'm almost surprised that I'm so completely obscure and unknown by anybody musically, because I was just listening to it and thinking, wow, there's a lot of good songs here. Like these songs stand up against other songs that I listen to in terms of songwriting. Not all of them, but some of them. And I, given how much stuff is out there that doesn't really have anything true to recommend it, that's successful, I was almost a little surprised, I felt, which I don't normally feel that way. I think, obviously, I'm used to failure, I'm well habituated to it. Well, the thing is, the great thing about YouTube is that it lets you decide to take it seriously anytime you want to. It's like it doesn't punish you for your past excesses. Thanks, Winston Baum. Do I know Jason have failure to launch syndrome? Often, yes. Yeah, well, I'm not looking to benefit in those ways, Legends Fall. I'm looking to benefit in ways that get deposited into the bank. And that doesn't have anything to do with being precisely correct. Let's not lie to ourselves. I did 3 typing sessions yesterday. One of them was at 2 a.m. And I got the 3 typing sessions because Why? Why did I make that INTJ video at all? The reason I made that INTJ video is because that night I had gone to play poker. And I lost $200 playing poker. I was very frustrated with myself. Although the reason that happened is I went to go play at my normal $60 tables where I would normally play. And they just reopened from COVID. And they only had 100, 200 at that moment. So I bought them for 200 and I was up to over 400. And then I just got it and walked away. Busted out, you know. So I think ISFJs are more extroverted than the rest of the IXXX types. Yeah, I do. I mean, in affect. I think that's true.
What's true?
ISFJs are the most extroverted seeming introverts. It depends how you evaluate extroversion as well. That's not, I don't think that's the real Frank James. Winston's mom. Is that to make sure you realize that I got competition right up behind me or what?
It's weird. Like sometimes I still feel that like ISFJ is the best match for ENTP. Like there's some things that like are so SI value to you that I don't match up with.
Like what?
I don't know. Certain trips down memory lane and repetitive things.
So what do I mean, I would agree. I would agree with you in, if I could think of any examples. Can you think of any examples?
I don't know ISFJs with ENTP.
No, I'm saying about me repeating the same thing over and over again.
Oh, of course. Well, I guess like music.
Oh, listening to the same music over and over again?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd like to listen to more new music than we do?
No, I think that we do listen to a substantial amount of new music actually. I don't know. I noticed that. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I just think that SI would be more like, oh, whatever. Like, they'd be happy with the repetition when you notice it, and like I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, ideally, we'd both be about the same on that in terms of our getting tired of shit. The thing is, what you've not taken into account is that let's just pretend that the ISFJ and the ENTP had exactly the same amount of desire for repetition. The problem is the ISFJ would have that much desire for repetition if Kings of Leon.
God.
It doesn't help, right? It doesn't help when your partner wants to repeat garbage.
Oh my god.
So-
That's definitely not okay. In my book, I'm sorry.
But the thing is, but the reality is, SI doms like a lot more repetition than I do. The only thing I like repetition in, like I don't really want to rewatch stuff, right? But I do like to listen to music.
Yeah.
I like repetition in music. Of course, music is the most replayable of all media. No other media do we listen to or watch or anything that we really rewatch. We're talking about maybe rewatching BoJack Horseman, but it's not typically something that at least I do. I don't reread books. My dad rereads books he's read before. I'm not inclined to do that. So I guess what you're basically saying is sometimes you're sick of the music we listen to in the car. You're always welcome to just say, "Can I be DJ?" And sometimes I ask you
I
too,
know,
but
it's true. Yeah.
yeah.
I guess I just like, I'm not sure if I'll always feel like inferior to an ISFJ because it's a little bit easier for them.
Inferior, like how?
Because,
You mean as a partner for me?
no, I think more in general.
How could you be in general inferior to somebody? How could you be in general inferior to ISFJs?
I guess not. I don't know. Because it's easy. Life is pretty easy for them.
I mean,
I feel like I have no idea. I just think that life is a little bit more easy for them. That's it. Because it's a TE dominant world, SE dominant also. So
they're TE poor too, but
I know.
But they do have better SE, maybe. Yeah, they do. They have a better SE. But I mean, I don't want to. At the end of the day, intuitives only see eye to eye with certain sensors, certain kinds of sensors. You know, I will never really see eye to eye with any ESTJ, for example. My dad's as great an ESTJ as they get, and I'll never see eye to eye with him. Who wins at parenting, ISFJs or ESFJs? They're both great dynamite performers, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I would say that too.
You know, my mom was fantastic, and Candace was fantastic as a mother for Delilah up until she hit teenage years. Then she became both. This is true for both SFJs. They handle children under 13 a lot better than they do between 13 and 18. I think SFJs are sort of designed for a world in which young males leave the nest at 14, and the average life expectancy is 28.
Oh my gosh. That's true. They do live in that time. Naturally. It's funny. So you'd be working on a farm somewhere at age 14?
I mean, I would run off to go to war or become a pirate.
Well, that's much better.
Yeah, if you're working on a farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're like an indentured servant or something.
Oh, God.
You're like, bedchamber boy, come and gather the bedchambers.
Oh.
I don't want to get the bedchambers. They smell like poo. The thing is, what you got to remember about SFJs is that they're not just like chill, right? They're not chill, really. They're in fact they're always kind of panicking about something.
Yeah.
And they're always kind of trying to get you to do something about it. So it's kind of annoying. And it's more than kind of annoying. It's like if you're their significant other, then the problem is I don't mind helping with whatever you need help with. But ISFJs have this sort of frazzled thing about them in which they know all the things you could be doing to help. And that's just very, very unpleasant to be.
Knocks me over. I can't.
It's just like
comprehend.
I don't want to do this stuff.
That's true.
I don't want to help with this ISFJ stuff or ESFJ stuff. I don't want to build any more chicken coops.
That's totally fine.
You know, if you get with ISFJ, there's a decent chance she's, what do ISFJs complain about? That their Facebook friends, they know somebody on Facebook, several of their Facebook friends have beautiful chicken coops, but they don't even have any chicken coop. I say, well, we don't need to build a whole coop. Why don't you just, I'll half-ass something in the backyard. Oh no, the whole purpose of building a chicken coop is so you can take pictures of it and put it on Facebook.
This so resonates with me right now because my sister, so now she's living in Belgrade, and she sees the popular dog is a Jack Russell Terrier, so she got herself one. And I was like...
We got 2 of those. We got them for our aquarium. 2 Jack Russell Terriers. They're actually called Jack Dempsey's.
Really?
Yeah, those bluefish. Jack Dempsey cichlids.
Oh yeah, the Jack Dempsey ones? Yeah. Wait, they're terriers?
Have you ever had people who thought they were sensitive but were really intuitive? Not really. It's almost always the other way around. I've had sensors I thought were intuitive who corrected me and told me no, that they're sensors. That's happened on a couple of occasions. ISFJs can be challenging to type if you don't garner a lot of and rely on a lot of SI data, because in some sense they're like INFJs, but in another sense they're very different. Like if you see Rachel and Rachel's sister interacting with each other, there's something that an INFJ and an ENTP are going to recognize as slightly eye-rolly about SFJs that, I guess they don't really quite seem to be aware of, So it's when with the ISFJ, you're definitely on a different level of intuition. You're not speaking the same language. Really,
No, that's probably why I feel like not as equal. I don't know. Yeah, like I don't really feel like that, but I just in some way
Happy birthday, okay, I'll give you some.
Thank you for feeding him.
Oh, sure. I'm going to, I was trying to broke a string on the guitar.
Oh,
I have to restring the. Which string is it? G string now. G string, yes. So, I would like to restring that. What is this? I don't know what it is. I'd like to restring that guitar now. And, Rachel, what do you think about going on a walk after bed?
yeah, that sounds nice.
That's cool. Okay, so what is the title of this video? I forget. They leave it as "Is the Truth a Fool's Errand"? Is that the title of it? No, that's what it was originally. I need to get a pair of pliers. Success. Try to do that with just your fingers. I've tried that many times before. And it's an incredible amount of frustration. Thank you for the advisory there, Boba Fett. Oh, look what I did. I did something dumb. It's got a hole in it. So you're supposed to go like this. Or do you go like this? All right, let's go like this. Oh, I see. It's got to push it down like that. Oh, I see. You think I know how to string a guitar by now. But, a lot of them have slightly different mechanisms to them. They don't all have that. See, now I put it that way, I should go this way. Okay, I get it now. Fucking TE. I hate it,
I'm learning. I've never stringed a guitar before. Or so I won't do it.
Whatever. Yeah. So a bit of the old extroverted thinking. Put this through this hole. And then put this through here. Okay. And then I gotta turn this one like that. And that's the wrong way. Turn it like this way. That's why I need a roadie. The future was wide open. Into the great wide open. Into the great wide open. A rebel without sombrero. Smooth, no ridges. Is that how you like your potato chips? No, that's a flat wound. That's wound, not wound. Hey, what are those needs in Maslow's hierarchy of needs? How many are there? 512? Just like these superpowers. What are the, let's see, basic human needs. You know what I'm going to do it? I'm going to use Google. That's how crazy I am. Basic human needs. 5 hierarchies of need. Physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging needs, esteem needs, self-actualization needs.
Is there a quiz?
No. This is a trick. This is not a quiz.
Oh man.
They're just trying to trick you.
I don't want to be tricked.
So, basically, this theory suggests that one can never attain any needs higher than, like, if you're not safe, you never can accomplish real need fulfillment at level 3. If you don't have, and physiological needs are food and water, sufficient rest, clothing, shelter, overall health and reproduction. Next includes a non-violent and emotionally stable and healthy environment, which includes health security and financial security. Love and belonging needs are on the 3rd level. These needs include friendships and family bonds, both with biological family, parents, siblings, children, and chosen family, spouses, and partners. Physical and emotional intimacy, ranging from sexual relationships to intimate emotional bonds, are important to achieving a feeling of elevated kinship. Additionally, membership in social groups contributes to meeting this need, from belonging to a team of coworkers to forging an identity in a union, club, or group hobbyists, or maximally so, especially if you meet this need by going to talking with famous people. Maslow said that? Wow, I'm shocked. Esteem needs. The higher needs, beginning with esteem, are ego-driven needs. The primary elements of esteem are self-respect, the belief that you are valuable and deserving of dignity, self-esteem, confidence in your potential for personal growth and accomplishments. Maslow specifically notes that self-esteem can be broken into 2 types. Esteem, which is based on respect and acknowledgement from others, and esteem, which is based on your own self-assessment. Self-confidence and independence stem from this latter type of self-esteem. Self-actualization describes the fulfillment of your full potential as a person. Sometimes called self-fulfillment needs, self-actualization needs occupy the highest spot on Maslow's pyramid. Self-actualization needs include education, skill development, the refining of talents in areas such as music, athletics, design, cooking, and gardening, caring for others, and broader goals like learning a new language, traveling to new places, and winning awards. Deficiency needs versus growth needs. Maslow referred to self-actualization as a growth need, and he separated it from the lower 4 levels on his hierarchy, which he called deficiency needs. According to this theory, if you fail to meet your deficiency needs, you'll experience harmful or unpleasant results. Conditions ranging from illness and starvation up through loneliness and self-doubt are the byproduct of unmet deficiency needs. By contrast, self-actualization needs can make you happier, but you are not harmed when those needs go unfulfilled. Thus, self-actualization needs only become a priority when the other 4 foundational needs are met. So, I feel quite confident that that getting with Rachel has had a significant amount of, has significantly allowed me to focus on the top of the pyramid. Because when there's too much instability in your romantic relationship, you can't focus on more important things. You know, it's just too chaotic. Part of the self-actualization process, I think, for me, since returning here to my dad's house, has been a large amount of indulgent fucking around. You know, I'm not sure. I wasn't sure what to make of it as I was doing it. I'm not sure what to make of it sort of as a object of analysis in general, but I really feel as though I needed at age 48 or whatever to stop carrying such a load for a while, you know, because I was carrying a double load with Kimberly, and included both emotional stuff and financial stuff and everything. So it was like, and it was, you know, we maintained a residence, so it wasn't like things were easy like they are now. I needed this easy time, you know. I know Rachel needed it too. Yeah, because she probably needs, and she should feel perfectly comfortable relaxing for longer if she needs to, because, you know, the thing is, everybody gets bumps and bruises on the road through life, but if you're on too explosive a road where there are too many IEDs, improvised explosive devices, going off all around you, it will habituate you to skittishness or whatever, you know. So it takes some time to really just sort of ontologically settle into a reality that that you're safe, you know.
Yeah. I wish that weren't true, but it is.
It's not a problem, though. That's the nice thing. Can you rank all cognitive functions based on popularity? Well, I mean, the most popular cognitive function, I would say, is extroverted sensing. It's what people watch on TV. What people watch sports. I mean, or extroverted feeling, one of the two. It's like if you watch Real Housewives and shit like that, you're watching Effie. If you watch sports, you're watching Essie. And it's about as cut and dry as it can get.
Yeah.
You were accepted to Washington State University, or are you a Husky? Makes a big difference. Or you're going to Eastern Washington. You're going to Eastern Washington to study geology? Ham bone. I told you to stay out of Eastern Washington. That place is no good. Either go all the way to Idaho or all the way back to Western Washington. RC says, I think you have to find the right extrovert, though. I had to learn the hard way that ENFPs are a definite no. I mean, look, I do believe it's hard to be with an extrovert. It's as I've said before, talking too much is a much more easily articulable failure than talking too little. So, yeah, I was married to one. It was difficult. We both wanted to be the extrovert. We did a pretty good job of taking turns listening, but I hated when it was my turn because she wouldn't let me just listen. I had to make eye contact all the time. She was like, can you please look at me when I'm talking to you? I don't need to look at you to understand you. I hear your words just fine. Why do I need to make eye contact? It's not like you're saying anything that's not incredibly boring anyway. You know, it's like the wife would come home. I'd be happy. You know, I'm a good spouse. I'd try to sit there and listen to her tell her things and stuff. And it was fine. I wasn't sitting there like going, oh, or whatever. I was trying to be a good spouse. But her stories are like, so anyway, You remember how I told you how Rosie and Diana were squabbling the other day? Who's Diana? She's the one in the preschool class and up, you know, who works with Judy. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. You know, Judy. She's the girlfriend of Mia. Who's friends with Mia? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Okay, go ahead. Anyway, so Diana, I mean,
It's true.
I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, she was an ESFJ. She's a wonderful person. She's not a bad person or anything. She's a good wife. She did a good job of raising Delilah. But, you know, we watched none of the same shows. She wanted to watch Real Housewives. She wanted to watch not just of Orange County, Real Housewives of Mia, Real Housewives of Mia. You know, she'd watch these after shows with Andy Cohen.
Oh my gosh, this is so toxic.
I like run through the room.
I don't mean to even.
No,
say
they're
it,
awful.
but
They're really
all
awful.
toxic.
I mean, frequently I'd walk through the living room, but going from the garage to the bedroom, and say, well, "Why are they yelling at each other again?" And what is she screaming about this time? Well, Teresa came over and she started talking smack about Maria's husband. So Maria said, "When you come over to my house and talk shit about my husband, that's where I draw the line." How the heck is INTP supposed to tolerate that shit if ENTP can? You love it. No, I didn't watch Survivor. I'm not opposed to reality shows if they were a little more interesting than they are. I think I could make a more interesting reality show than the ones they normally make.
Yeah,
But I don't think that. I mean, what I'm saying is, if I were hired to produce a reality show, I'd come up with some concept that would be better than Survivor or The Bachelor or whatever. But I mean, those are very simple concepts. They're not inherently bad about that. I think that The Masked Singer is a good concept.
I do too, but it's not from the United States. It started out in Tokyo.
Okay, well, there you go. But I was saying, if I were in charge of programming, and we're trying to produce the next big hit TV reality show for TV, what kind of reality show would it be? It would be it'd have to be something like we've dug a giant hole in the ground and then way underneath the ground, and we're going to dump this group of people down there to form an underground colony of dwarves, and they're not going to be allowed to leave until they produce sufficient quantity of battle axes in their forges. That's a good idea for a reality show.
That is. It makes me think of like something. What are those, like cabin loggers or whatever the reality shows?
Yeah,
like,
logging roads or something.
Yeah,
But I think called Dwarf Fortress the reality show. Dwarf Fortress the reality show, and have it be incredibly difficult and weird, and like have everything be super minimalist, like it's only got 8-bit or something, you know. I think a good idea for a reality show would be to I think a good idea for a reality show for TV would be to get some YouTubers, but they do it wrong. You know, you get some YouTubers and you have them go to some sort of like no rules kind of Lord of the Flies thing, and send them out and to form separate groups and like sort of like battle for a flag or something. and see if the YouTubers become the leaders naturally, or if they get just overwhelmed by everybody else. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
See what if they don't have any advantage at all, and they just
Yeah, it would show.
But, and the thing is, you pack the thing with people who watch the various people's channels, but you don't necessarily get your person on your team, right?
Right,
So like, this reality show would involve the typology community. Okay, so there'd be Frank James would be on it, I'd be on it, CS Joseph, DSP, Megan Lavoda, CPT, who's that chick, ENFP chick, Michelle, something or other. I don't know. So people like that, right? But then you get a bunch of people from the community who don't really make a lot of videos, or mostly just viewers or stream participants or whatever, and you bring them there too. And you just randomly pick teams. So I could end up with a bunch of CS Joseph people on my team. And CS Joseph could end up with a bunch talking with fan people. Now, obviously, you only have to bring equal number of people from each channel. So otherwise, Frank James would have shit tons of people there, and the rest of us would just be scrubs. Frank James probably wouldn't agree to participate in this activity. Well, that's where the kidnapping comes in. Asha Deep would probably shank me. That guy is nutty. What's the goal? How do you win? It's some sort of basically like paintball war or something, But it's like you when you get hit by a paintball, you have to be dead, but the goal is to get to the other team's flag and steal their flag, or I know each team has one damsel in distress. Okay, the damsel in distress. If you kill the other team's damsel in distress, then your team went. That whole team's out right there. Okay, so one way to win is to kill the other 3 damsels. There's 4 teams. Yeah, I strung it already, but it's like I think Dulles said about the string. It's like it's gonna take a little while before it's really ready to play. I need to tune it more. I need to retune it. I don't know. As you understand, does TE or TI tend to be more averse with using words outside their proper definition for the sake of said conversation at hand? Well, people who attend via introverted thinking as part of their ego block are certainly going to be more attentive to making sure their language is precise, whereas those who use it in third or fourth are going to be averse to making mistakes in TI matters, namely logic and stuff, but are not actually going to be using it as a primary attentional manner in dealing with shit. And those who have TI in the backslide will typically display extrovert thinking instead. Yeah, sure. TI is willing to accept the definition for the purposes of the conversation. I mean, TINE came up with the expression, for the sake of argument, let's agree that yeah. That means we're not really agreeing. We're just agreeing for the sake of argument, right? Hypothetically, if we were to agree upon this, what would be the outcome? In other words, we're stuck here. We can work past that by if someone's FI inferior, does that mean they try to control their emotions but suck at it? I don't know what how FI 4 plays out really. My dad's FI 4th. Ron says FI inferior afraid people aren't good enough. Huh. Okay, so Morris, here's my take on the 8th slot, is that it is your dominant function's bitch. And it is taken for granted completely by you, more or less, as just the annoying things you got to do in order to enable you to be. Because For me to be an extroverted intuitor, I have to do a certain amount of extroverted sensing, or I'll not successfully go metaphysical P, right? So we all have to go metaphysical P in some sense. If Rachel were in an environment that was pushing her to constantly speak all the time, she would need to go metaphysical P by falling silent and returning to a receive mode. If you took a TE Dom and you made them deal exclusively with I guess everybody's emotional responses to things and not let them actually get to the problem, they eventually need to go P. They need to go metaphysical P, and that means they have to actually do some solvency, right? Right. I see the hell out of doing the videos that are decided upon by my extroverted intuition. So the thing is, in some sense, you're saying, well, since I've stolen from you your link to NI, now you have to do what I say. Because naturally, SE is supposed to do what NI says, right? NI knows there's the path, SE walks it. I say, oh, no, SE. You will not get to listen to NI at all. I'm ignoring NI. I'm ignoring it right now. I can't hear it. Ninu. That's before you're going to do what I say to do, which is, but I feel like talking about it or whatever, you know. And SE can't find NI anywhere, so it keeps looking around for its helper to appeal to it and say, but NI, come help me out here. And then eventually now it's just defeated, just this, you know, hobbling slave child that just walks behind my extroverted intuition and gets shit on periodically.
It sounds like the Five of Pentacles card.
What's the picture on that one?
It's like the
The
people who are left
poor
out
people?
in the snow, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, or maybe the you know, it's like, you know how there's that one card where the two guys are looking at the swords and trying to decide between them? I think it's two swords, maybe. Imagine if there's a third guy there who just keeps bringing them new swords to look at and taking away the old ones. That's SE. Okay. I'm gonna call this a short stream. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'd like to take a walk, I think, with Rachel, and I feel like I went metaphysical P. I needed to talk. When I'm doing a lot of, when I'm seriously attending to work, I'm not talking, you know, because I'm having to work on shit. So I feel like I get a full talking bladder. But thank you all for being my metaphysical toilets. And
from the bottom of his heart.
I do. And the other thing I need to do is not just talk. I need to actually get a little bit of SESI kind of shit going on. It's good to take a walk. Good to get out in the air and the world.
And maybe get something to eat after.
Are you hungry?
I'm starting to get hungry, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so I may or may not be back to live streaming again this evening. I'd like to finish that video tonight. I may not even manage to do that. I may finish it tomorrow. It's got quite a bit of work left in it. So goodbye, my friends. See you later.